Go ahead and mute your line. Okay. So this is my first of 7 training videos that are being recorded. And this, I feel like, is a huge beginning point that I wish I would have been talked to when I started this business. Because when I started this business, I felt like I needed to stop my genius soul work and just do the doTERRA business. Even though most of my clients were coming from soul sessions, I still didn't know how to like merge the two. So recently I was asked to give this talk to our Stairway to Gold group, and they loved it, and I love it too. I feel like it really caused me to dig deep and understand why it's so important that we play huge in our business and in the world. So here we go. So are you playing the biggest you within this business? And so if you do have a notepad that you can take some notes, because I ask a lot of questions and they're awesome because they stimulate you to uncover any blocks. So are you playing the biggest you in this business? And you see the card I have here is the emergence card, the dragonfly card, which literally I pulled this card when I was writing this presentation, and it was like, oh my God, this is exactly what it's about. We need to fully emerge. So to live our purpose and then to give that purpose away is what I realized our whole mission of being on the planet is. So when I was looking for my genius, I realized that what it is what I love to do, what I'm passionate about, as well as what other people tell me I do awesome. So where those two things merge is really like a big aha for you to realize, oh my God, this is my genius. And it's also your purpose. Oh. So your genius, what do you love to do? Write this down. And it could be anything. It could be walking your dog. It could be laughing with people. Like there's no wrong answer here. What do you love to do? It could be cooking, it can be listening, it can be laughing. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a certain activity, it just could be a state of being. And then, what do others tell you that you do amazing? And you write those down. And so where these two match, this is what you're to do within your business. This is your bigger part to play in the world and will take your business to the highest potential. So it's not to say that, let's say you wrote down, cooking. It's not to say that you have to do those two things separate. You can realize that if people love your cooking and you love to cook, you're passionate about it, you can literally weave the oils into the business by making sure you always, cook with the oils and have that laid out and talk about it, that this is what I did. And then you can go into any kind of basic class or continue education. It's to realize that, most of your genius you can weave into this business. And if you're not able to weave it into the business, then at least you need to weave it into your day. It's so important that we are doing these passionate activities and states of being throughout our day. And if we can't do it throughout the day, like I said, what if we could do it before our 8 a.m. practice, like on the Miracle Morning? Oh man, we got a touchy slide today. So have you made the decision to enroll yourself first? This is another thing I realized, is that if we haven't made the decision to enroll ourselves first, meaning like, have you made 120% decision to enroll in yourself and believe in your gift, your genius, okay? It is then that others will also enroll in you because they feel that you are living in your authentic, passionate alignment. Genius you, there is something for everyone. Every single person on the planet has a genius, plus you enrolling in yourself, believing in yourself, believing that you can be an amazing cook, equals you playing the biggest part in the world. And so when you enroll in yourself first, other people will start to also enroll in you. And we're speaking on many different parts of enrolling. We're talking about, you believing in yourself as enrolling in yourself. We're talking about people believing what you're saying when you're presenting to them. If you have not done this, make sure everyone mutes their line. If you have not done this of, believing in yourself, believing in your genius, that you're an awesome cook, then other people, when they're listening to you present, they will not believe what you're saying because they don't feel that you have actually enrolled in yourself. Oh my gosh, you're just jumping on these. The other thing is that we're also playing with people in the business enrolling in you, meaning you present the business opportunity. And if you have not made that 120% decision to make this your business, then others will also not follow suit. They won't believe in this opportunity that you're presenting. Okay, so if you do not believe in you, others will not enroll in you. Okay, and that's really a huge aha moment. If I don't believe in me, if I don't believe, I also didn't bring up the product, if I don't believe that there's actually some sort of remedy that I'm working with that actually is going to help me, then others are not going to believe in the product. Others are not going to believe in the opportunity. So here's 3 reasons why people say they can't enroll in you, in themselves, or your business. So this first one is time. If you hear people say to you, I have no time to do a wellness consult, or I have no time to actually put that remedy on, or I have no time to do weekly meetings with you because, I'm too busy to run my current business plus this new doTERRA business, then usually what's happened is there's intimacy issues. So, that can be like, whoa, what do you mean, Alasa? There's intimacy issues. I have a great love life with my partner, or I love myself. Then there's certain things I want you to tune into, because intimacy can come in many different fashions. Intimacy first is intimacy with yourself. So do you truly love yourself? Do you truly nurture yourself? Are you taking time out, to make love to yourself, literally? That's the first level. Second level is intimacy with partner, right? So if you don't have a partner, then maybe you're like, well, you don't have one, but you do have business partners possibly now. So, making time for them and really, getting to know who they are, their family, their heart, their dreams, their biggest visions. That could be something. If you do have a partner, are you making time to be intimate with them? Literally, sexually, emotionally, spiritually? Are you coming together and really having good time together that's at depth? And then the final stage of that is intimacy with the earth. Sometimes when people are not having success with the remedies, whether it's, yourself, because you just haven't seen some big aha moment or some sort of symptom change, it's because possibly you have not been intimate with the earth. Maybe you stopped, really even trusting that you could plant a seed. Maybe you had times where you kept killing plants, house plants. I know that was something with me at first. I really, back in the day, I didn't feel I had a connection to the earth. I was that person who killed every plant that was in my house. And I finally had this big aha moment. I wasn't in this business. It was about 15 years ago, but I had this aha moment that if I was to really evolve and grow, I needed to learn how to take care of a plant and actually grow seeds on the earth. And so I started a farm with a 8-year-old man. He taught me all about farming. So can you plant a seed? Can you literally work with plant medicine at your own home? So if you have not started a little garden or herb garden, I suggest you start playing with that and make time to grow intimacy with the earth in planting, as well as are you making time to be outside and really connect with the earth? So those are 3 different types of intimacy with yourself, with partners, and with the earth, that if you really start to invest time and space for that to deepen your relationship with those 3, you will find that people will stop telling you that they don't have time. And I need to change this slide. The rest of that is part of the trust piece. So time equals intimacy issues. So if anything I've just said hit something within you, I want you to write down that you're going to do some more homework and more digging around People telling you that they have no time, or you could be literally that person that says, I don't have time for this business. I don't have time to enroll somebody. Then there's intimacy things to discover. Okay. The next one, and again, these are 3 reasons why people say they can't enroll in themselves or the business. Number 2 is money. So if someone tells you, I don't have the money for it, it's too expensive, I'm always struggling with money, you know, any of those types of excuses or responses around money factors usually means that they don't value themselves or the product. And so this kind of comes back to that enrolling piece. You know, have you made the 120% decision to enroll in yourself, into a remedy, into this business, etc. So when people are telling you, or even yourself have excuses around money, usually it's because you haven't enrolled in yourself, okay, or you haven't enrolled in the product or the business, the company, I should say, not the business, but the company. So if any of those, you know, money type of triggers happen around you, go deep with, you know, do I value myself? Am I taking time out for myself? Do I value these products? Do I really have full-fledged belief that they work? And if you don't have a remedy that's working, you know, let's do another wellness plan with you after you watch this. Message me and let's really dive in to figure out a remedy for you, a remedy plan or a supplement plan. And then the other part is the company. You know, if you haven't really dug into these 7 partners who started this business and looked at their life, their mission, how they, you know, mortgaged their homes, and that they're debt free now because they put everything possibly into creating this business, and the relief to, you know, have humanitarian projects going on around the world so that farming stays like on the top leading edge of being able to assist people with their health and wellness. So if you haven't like dug into who they are and believe in them, you possibly will also create these limitations around money, or people not, you know, giving you that money excuse. It's crazy, but there's connections. Okay. And I'm not going to go too deep into all the connections. I just want you to highlight any of these on your notepad that are, you know, saying, oh my God, this speaks to me. The third one is trust. So trust is, you know, if people are not trusting what you're saying, you're seeing them kind of waver as you're talking. They might clearly tell you that they don't trust, you know, what you're saying, or, you know, they feel like you're just, you know, repeating some sort of script. Then what usually is happening with trust piece is that you have not connected your biggest vision with why you're doing this vision, or why you're doing this business. So your biggest vision, and we're going to go into this on the end of the slides, like what is the over the top, you know, reason, like you want to make a ton of money? What are you going to put it towards? Do you know those details? Have you seen it laid out? If you're asking to be a billionaire-ess, you know, what does that even look like? Where would you put $1 billion back into the world and recycle that towards world projects? It's important that you connect that big vision and you draw it out, and then that's what will connect to your why of why you're doing this business. And the typical types of whys that we see are financial freedom, better health and wellness. Those are the common 2. So if I want to help other people have financial freedom, and I have not connected or even identified what my biggest vision is, people have a hard time trusting when you're coming to sell and share products with them. If you haven't, you know, figured out why you want to help people with health and wellness, and, you know, you don't even know what that big vision looks like, where your whole family, you know, lives a total well lifestyle, then again, they're going to feel that indiscrepancy and not trust what you're presenting. So those are the 3 top, you know, reasons, or 3 top things that people are saying. And so you will see a huge cleanup in your business as we launch this 7-week training. You'll see things just like light bulbs go off in people because of this work that we're doing on this slideshow. Okay. The next one is vision. So dream big. What is the biggest vision you have for yourself and your future family, or your family's future? Write that down. Just some buzzwords that come up to you. You know, do you want farms around the world? Do you want training centers? Do you want to preserve the national parks? What are some of those biggest visions? Okay, and if you have to go deeper on this later, please do. The next one is, what amount of, that should say money, a month would you get so fired up about? And I want you to name that. What amount of money would you get so fired up about? Name it on the paper. Even if it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm writing this down. Okay? Because that is how much money you will be making to make that biggest, highest soul potential vision come true. So that's the connection of even more depth and clarity that says, oh my gosh, this is how much me making 500 grand a month is actually going to happen because I've laid out my biggest vision. Huge. So the inner chatter has to quiet down. That's the shh. And in order for inner chatter to quiet down within us, we have to role play within what we want people to how they want to respond to us in this business. So it's super important that you role play in your morning practice of how you want the day to go. If you know you're going to present a class to people, it's important that you role play seeing yourself present. It doesn't have to go too depth in your vision. Seeing yourself present and seeing the people come out of the audience and all have their form filled out on their Natural Solutions handout. They have their enrollment form filled out. They're handing them to you. They all have the LRP area filled out. You know, see that happen inside your mind. If you're doing one-on-ones, see yourself presenting the one-on-ones, see them going, oh my gosh, I definitely see this lifestyle, you know, being what I want to implement for reducing toxic load inside my body and inside my home. This is what I want to get. I want to, you know, totally align with what you suggest. Maybe that's what you see in your role playing. Having people, and I'm just muting somebody. It's not muting. So Andrea, if you could mute your line. The other Andrea. So role playing one-on-ones, you know, how do you want them to respond to you, you know, and do you have a suggested lifestyle protocol? I would suggest that your lifestyle protocol should be what you're doing and what you know you want to be doing. Meaning if you have not gotten on the supplements and on the Terra enzymes, but you know as your finances increase, you want to add that in, then, you know, have that written down. What is your ultimate goal of wellness with doTERRA? Write it all down and let people know this is my ultimate goal. If you're already doing that, great. That's what you can easily role play. If you haven't had that come into your alignment yet with finances, then again, in your role play within yourself in meditation, see yourself fully aligned that you can purchase all those products and that you easily share your lifestyle protocol with somebody. And then of course you would tailor it to meet their needs. Let's say they have different, you know, oil protocol needs than you do. But it's really important that you role play, again, those one-on-ones. Okay, so you can role play within during meditation, your one-on-ones, your classes. And the last one is role play what you want your builders to say back to you. Do you want to, you know, lead people who don't want to be led? Do you want to drag people? I hope not. But that can happen in this business when you do not put into your manifestation station visions of amazing leaders who magnetize to you, who are teachable, who love to be trained with your simple techniques of duplication, and they are often running. That what if your leaders take what you give them, like 7 steps, they totally implement it, or they already have an MLM experience. You could add that into your meditation. And they come to you, they get the training they need, and they're off and running, and they come to you as needed. Wouldn't that be beautiful? So seeing how do you want your leaders to respond to you, your new builders? What type of builders do you want to draw towards you? All of these things can be role played within. And when you role play them within your morning practice, what happens is during the day, the universe conspires to bring all those pieces together. It conspires to bring that new leader to you who's an MLM genius, who's ready to like totally tune into your, you know, steps of education so that they know what they're doing, the products they're working with. And then that will actualize so much easier because you have it built into your subconscious, as well as you know what you're already going to say. Charlie always says to me, tell your leaders to say the words. Just say the words. Meaning, have you practiced from start to finish teaching a class if you're brand new before you get out there? If you're brand new, have you practiced, doing a mock role play of enrolling somebody? Going through those steps and saying the words within yourself, as well as role playing with a practice partner. Just saying those words is going to make a huge difference because you've already done it. And so when you're presented with the real-time execution of, let's say, enrolling somebody, you're not scattered, you're not psychically creating the computer to freeze, you're not stopping it by, because you've never said to people you've never role played how to do the LRP and how to do a monthly order, or how to create that, lifestyle protocol that you suggest, because it's your lifestyle protocol. If you've never done any of that and said the words, when you get to that actual 3D occurrence, all these sabotaging situations start to happen. I've seen them left and right. I've experienced them. So it's so important that you've actually gone through the actual word saying. So I already kind of wove in the second part, which means practice within and then practice without. Meaning, can you get one of your leaders, one of your team players, if you need me to do it, but can you get someone in front of you and role play? It's also awesome exercise to literally do it with somebody and have them be in a positive response, system back to you. It's so awesome to hear someone say back to you, yes, I am so ready to set up my LRP, which is, again, the auto ship program. So practice within and then practice without in front of you with a real person, okay? Next. And so this is kind of going deeper into this. So I say, what are the conversations to have that convert to dollars? We've got to role play all these conversations and how we want them to go. So when we do our meditation, a lot of times people, when they're doing their meditation role playing, they don't go into such detail of the conversations that are going to happen. They more see like light bodies, they might see, people smiling and turning in their enrollment form. But the true depth that you put into this of the actual conversations that you want to go forth will really rock your business. So I would suggest in your morning practice, literally handwrite or typewrite, what are the actual conversations you want to have? What words do you say? And what do you want the words to be said back to you? If you write out a script, a screenplay of how you want these role plays to occur, you see them inside your meditation, and you role play with your friend, your builder, and you could even have the script that you give them. Hey, I want you to say these words back. I promise you, because I know the laws of the universe, you will have people responding back to you with the same exact words that you role played. So you will call forth people who are in alignment with those conversations. Okay, super awesome. So it says, every time you have this conversation, think of the bigger vision, why you are doing this business. That's also awesome. If you can, before you teach a class, before you can teach a one-on-one, literally visualize your biggest vision. Visualize you in the why of financial freedom. What does it look like and feel like? Get your body elated, start smiling. And then if you visualize before your class, just takes a minute. Or before your one-on-one, people will feel that and trust you. Remember with the trust piece? As well as when they, feel that, they are going to want to know that why. So make sure at the very beginning of your class or your one-on-one that you're sharing your biggest vision. You're sharing your why. Who knows? They might even say, oh my gosh, I totally have that same goal of preserving the national parks. I am totally on board with you. Let's do this. If they know your big vision, they've aligned to you energetically, and then they hear it from you, that could be that one piece of information that really takes them into the whole business piece. So don't leave that out. Make that part of the beginning part of your conversations, right around your story. sharing your story. So it says, are you ready to playing the biggest part you can in the world? I am, and I know you are too. So let's do this. And that is most of my presentation. Here's something from Callie Wilson. She says, show your inspired self, not your perfect self, and you will touch and empower the one. And I watched her at convention on film, and what she was saying is that, be the imperfect you. Just get out there and do it. Be the inspired you, which is why we're doing Miracle Morning practice. If you're not doing that with the group who's tuned into that, please, message me. I'll add you in. It's awesome. But when we're doing our Miracle Morning before 8 a.m., we're getting inspired. We're now going to add in these role plays. We're looking at our rank planner. We're, doing positive affirmations that actualize throughout the day because we've said it. We've programmed our subconscious so that the universe can conspire to work with us. So we don't need to be perfect out there. We're already perfect in our imperfections. We just need to be inspired. And these activities we do within our personal practice means you've enrolled in yourself. And when you do that, what Callie was talking about, she said that she got anxiety about how is she going to change the world? There were so many people, 7+ billion people. How is she actually going to help change the world? One person at a time. It seemed like overwhelming to her. Oh my gosh, how many people am I going to have to enroll? And how many classes am I going to have to teach? And what she finally had, I think it was, one of her mentors share with her is that, Callie, all you have to do is show up for the one. Meaning, if you're going for a one-on-one, how can you show up inspired, share your why, share your story, and be so authentically you and be ready to serve them? Meaning, if they're the one person that actually represents the totality of 7+ billion people, if you can really serve them and listen to their needs, what are they actually needing for health and wellness and finances, then you are serving the one. You are actually helping the whole world by empowering that one person. So diving into one person at a time authentically and knowing that you're there to serve will really take your business to the next level. So playing the biggest part in the world, genius equals purpose, equals mission, equals why, and equals a movement. So really it's saying, this is the start of a movement for you when you take on this business. And I'm going to come back here and does anybody have any questions? If you do, please unmute yourself. And if you don't have any questions, awesome. Make sure you do all the exercises that you wrote down, all the responses to the questions that I asked you. Go deeper on those. And if you are really feeling, transparent, share them with me, send them on a private message what your answers were. And I'm totally willing to do any additional shadow work with you. If you found any of those top 3 answers of time, trust, and money, and you don't feel like you're getting to the root of it, let me know and we'll dive deeper. Okay? So thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you all next week for part 2 of 7 of Team Training to Rock Your Business.